Some time has passed, 2 days to be exact, and the conclusion is I may buy another Mac after this one. If this one performs this well for 6 years, I'm pretty much sold. So, I still prefer Windows for the desktop environment, and I'll explain why later. There's some examples, but the way the Mac runs is ridiculous. We are comparing this MacBook Air with 16 gigs of memory, it's the M1 MacBook Air, to an AMD Ryzen 7 2700X, which is an 8-core processor with hyper-threading and 32 gigs of memory, and also has a GeForce 1660 Ti video card. So it's quite a nice PC, which costs about the same as this Mac, without a keyboard, without a mouse, and without a screen. Not a fair comparison, right? So let's do some comparisons. Here you see me scrubbing through Resolve. On the left it's the Mac, on the right it is the PC. The difference is pretty damn shocking. Next up is the simple starting of Photoshop, left on the Mac, right on the PC. The same for Lightroom, and I also want to show you how well Lightroom performs. So if you compare going through the photos by just keeping the arrow key to the right pressed on PC and Mac, you can see on the left on the PC it's going a lot slower than on the Mac, but mostly when you start changing things about the photos, the PC runs so much more choppy in response to all the failures than the Mac does. It actually makes it for a much less pleasant experience. It feels less hands-on if you have this delay in the way the sliders work. Now there's things in which I really prefer the PC. The network environment is one of them. Now I am trying to get to my NAS in this video, and as you can see in the PC it's a matter of seconds before I'm in the folder I need to be in. Now on the Mac it's so slow, and the way it loads the thumbnails is so slow that there's really no comparing the two. So yeah, the network environment for the PC is actually much better, and it's not like I'm trying to get to a Windows PC, I'm actually trying to get to a Unix based NAS. It's a Synology NAS. This should not have to be this slow, it's ridiculous. Now one thing I really like about Windows, it's in the name, is the window management. If you for instance want to select a number of photos in a folder, you can click the first one you want to select, you can click the last one you want to select, and if you keep shift pressed in the meantime, you will have exactly that row of photos. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at icons or at lists, it will just select the first and the last one in the row, left to right, top to bottom. And then if you change your mind, you can click the one next to it or the one before it, and it will adjust the selection. The only way to do this in macOS is by showing the photos or the files, for that matter, as a list, and then you can't see the thumbnails because they're tiny or they don't even show up. So in the comparison I'm making here, you can't even see the thumbnails because that's another thing. macOS still does not support the RAF file format of my raw photos of my Fuji camera, which is a bit of a shame because it's not exactly a new camera. I think it's 4 or 5 years old now. It's an XT2. So that's also something they should really work on. Speaking of folders and icons, I still don't get why if you zoom in, the icon shouldn't fit the window. If your window is full screen, or even if your window isn't full screen, it will not adapt the icons to the window if you zoom in and out. The zooming in and out bar is hidden, I noticed. You have to turn on your status bar to even see it. On Windows you can just press Control and you can use your scroll wheel and everything will become bigger and smaller. You will get bigger and smaller icons. On macOS that's really a bit of a hassle, so you have to use that little slider at the bottom if you can find it, if you've turned it on, and then the icons will get too big for the screen, like there will be too many icons for the screen because they got bigger, unless you sort them by name or by type or whatever. I don't know why you would want that. Why is that not on by default? Why is it not like a always make sure the icons fit on the screen option? Because I really don't see the upside of having them not fit on the screen and having to scroll vertically and horizontally to see them all. And then there's maximizing windows. I don't always want to go full screen, but I do want the maximum screen real estate. And sometimes you can click the program bar on the top and it will work just fine. It will maximize the window, and sometimes it won't. And with some apps it works, and with some apps you have a zoom option in the window menu. Why that does work and why double clicking the bar doesn't work, I don't know. It's very inconsistent. So it would be nice if there was a proper maximize option, and I'm pretty sure that's not patented, because I think it was there before. I know the window snapping, which I really miss from Windows, is patented, and I can't blame macOS for Microsoft not allowing them to use that, but I'm sure they would have otherwise. But maximizing your window, as far as I know, it used to be something in the older macOSs, and it's not anymore. It's very inconsistent, so I hope they figure that one out. Bottom line then, I love this thing. It's amazing. There's things in macOS that I just don't think make a lot of sense compared to how it works in Windows. Part of that may be because I just don't know how to use them. So again, I ask you, let me know if I'm doing something completely wrong. Let me know if there's ways around the problems that I have. I've gotten some good answers on my previous video, and I'm hoping for some good answers on this one. I'm very eager to learn. But from what I've seen so far, I am going to enjoy the crap out of this machine for the next couple of years. I'm doing things on it that I never thought were possible on such a small form factor. Even high-end Windows laptops do not perform. Heck, even high-end Windows PCs don't even perform like this. So this is an absolute gem, and M1 is worth every penny. If you don't mind working with macOS, or if you can force yourself like me to like it, sort of, the M1 MacBook Air is absolute value for money. Not for gamers, just want to say that, but for any professional who just wants to photo, video, audio edit. So I haven't tried 4K video yet. I'm sure that's going to run fine as well, but so far I haven't noticed any heating up. It's much cooler than my Intel, it's a second gen Intel i5 Mac, and I haven't heard the fans because there are none, but it doesn't seem to need them. So I'm really, really impressed with this machine. Love it. I will remain critical because I always am, and I think that just gets me further in life and gets me to higher quality equipment, or higher quality anything really. But despite my criticism, I am over the moon with my purchase. This is a great little computer. See you in the next one.